Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Today I am here to talk about traveling. So I have been traveling in Europe, for example, when I was on an interrail. I was traveling from Helsinki to Switzerland, from Switzerland to Austria, from Austria to Italy, from Italy to France, from France to Germany, from Germany to Netherlands, and from Netherlands back to Helsinki. Despite that, I've been to Thailand and Dubai, which have been exotic to me. When I was having the interrail with my friend, we went during summer 2018, and it was pretty nice because it was not too warm or not too cold. For example, in Italy it was 25, it was actually hot. And when you're traveling with your backpack, you can't just imagine. What I loved was that when we traveled to Sicily, we took the ferry, and I just loved that I could see so many countries. We were traveling for 2 weeks on the Interrail, and I would say that the 2 weeks were actually the best that you could imagine if you're going to several countries and having like multiple climates. When we were, for example, in Austria, in Bad Geusen, it was really cold, like 10 or less Celsius, and actually it was just amazing with the mountains and everything. So goddamn beautiful. From there to Sicily later on, it was like totally different because it was 25 Celsius or even warmer in the sun. I would say it was just perfect with the changing temperature, because then you can like explore something different and not just like, for example, if we would have chosen to travel in the southern countries, it would have been kind of boring with the same kind of views and same kind of climate all the time. So it was a bit change, which was absolutely nice. And my favorite was Sicily, because I just loved the views and the whole spirit in the island. Also, I loved Austria with the mountains. But when I was a bit like depressed, it was good for mental health to have like both. Especially if you're feeling a bit depressed, it can be better when it's a bit cold, but then again, you need the warmth as well. So if you have them both in a balance, then it's good. So, what I think you should consider when you're traveling, that you have what you need with you and no extra. If you have a lot of things with you, then you might have to think like, okay, do I actually need this? Because it's gonna be a lot to carry on an interrail. If you think like you're gonna need something anyway, perhaps that you don't have with you, so you need to shop something, it's better to just take what you absolutely need from home, and you will buy something anyway during the trip. And of course, like shampoo and everything like that, you need to have in a travel size, because that makes it absolutely remarkably easier when you don't have like big bottles with you to carry. And water is absolutely needed. Take your water bottle with you. You never know if you need. It doesn't need to be a big one, though. And of course, all the documents you need to have with you, and also book the trains in advance, because I read about that. If you don't book the trains in advance, they're gonna give you fines, and they actually checked our tickets that okay, you have the badge, you can go, you get the badge. Book the seats in the train before you take the ride, because you actually can get put out from the train if you don't consider that. Once we were in Belgium to get to Cologne, the train just stopped. We did not like get out. The toilets didn't flush. The whole electricity was out. We were 2 hours waiting for the train to continue its ride, and it never continued. So we needed to get out, and we needed to take a bus to the local train station where we then took the train. It was replacing, so it was good. Always try to keep a calm mind, because you actually never know what's gonna happen, and when you're being calm, it's easier for yourself. You don't get tired too easily. You can actually think more rationally. If you're with somebody, having a friend, you can talk it through, and yeah. Things happen and you just need to stay on top of it. Keep calm. It's gonna be good. Definitely go on the trip if you ever felt like you want to go to Interrail. You should actually try it. Then I have been on study trips several times. I have been to Barcelona, Stockholm, and Copenhagen, and all of them were very nice with the study group. Copenhagen was so cold. It was actually like, I would say, from 10 to 15, and very, very windy. I'm talking about Celsius again. And yeah, it was just super beautiful, and I was shopping a lot. I used a lot of money. That I remember, because I should have not used the money. But it was fun, so much fun. And then we were in Barcelona, and that was my favorite because it was so beautiful, and I just love the streets, the architecture, the service, that the people are like really friendly over there. Then I was in Stockholm. Well, I've been to Stockholm many times because I'm half Swedish, but it was nice with the group again. You go to places with a study group and you actually learn about each other as well, how people act in different situations. Then you can also have some time alone if you feel like it, of course. And you are probably gonna stay in a same hotel or motel or whatever and spend some time together, which is always nice, of course. The downside of traveling is that it usually takes more money than you have planned to give. And I'm talking about budgeting. You should be budgeting, and of course it is not enough that you budget the trip. You need to also again stay on top of it, so that you know you're gonna follow it as well. It's no use to have a budget if you're gonna live above it, so you should actually think about that as well. When you budget something, it's better to budget it a bit above than what you actually think, because always there come some unexpected expenses, and it's better to have some extra money with you anyways. You never know if you need to go to the hospital or something, so definitely be prepared for extra expenses. Of course, also stay alerted. Read about the disadvantages of countries when you travel, so that, for example, if you go to Venezuela, it's better to read in advance about the country, so that, for example, you think about, okay, when I'm traveling there, it's better to look like a local and not have like your expensive watch so that people can see it, or some jewelry or whatever. It's better to think about those things and try to look like you're local. And if you feel like you're lost, don't show it. If you feel like you're lost, then just keep it to yourself, or find someone you know you can trust to ask for advice. For example, from your home country that you know knows about stuff, or someone who's local. Trust your instincts and gut. That gets me far. I always read the energy around me, and I make a lot of decisions based on that. That's what I think about traveling. Have a great Christmas, everyone. Bye bye.